shoulders down. Find that neutral spine, that pocket of air underneath the low back. Just start here with your breathing, inhaling through your nose and exhaling out your mouth. As you inhale, feeling your rib cage open. As you exhale, pulling the rib cage together, belly button to spine. Few big breaths here, just checking in with your body, pushing away the thoughts from outside. Focusing in here on your practice. Good. Let's take the arms out wide to a T, palms facing up. Let the knees sway to the right as your gaze goes to the left. Inhaling back to center and exhaling to switch. Just getting some nice rotation. Continue breathing here, warming up and finding some movement to the spine. Good, let's go one more side to side with your breath. Pausing back at center. We'll take the arms up to 90, palms face each other. Scissor the arms. One arm goes behind as the other arm goes forward. Find that stretch, that reach, bringing it back up to 90, and we switch. And just starting to warm up the shoulders here. Inhaling and exhaling, finding that reach. Again, still having that neutral spine. One more like this. Pausing back up at 90, palms face away. Tap the elbows down, elbows nice and wide. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling, finding that nice chest opener. Elbows tap wide and reaching back up towards the ceiling. Just getting some movement to the arms here. Good. One more like this. Good. Carefully bring your hands back down to the mat. Let's take the legs to tabletop. Extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Find that nice hamstring stretch. And then take it back to tabletop. Hands can come behind the thighs. That helps you with the stretch here. Just moving between tabletop and 90. Finding a nice stretch on the back of the legs. Perfect. Hold those legs up towards the ceiling, up at 90, point and flex. Get a nice stretch on the back of the calves. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. We're going to take those legs carefully back down to the mat. Again, check in. You still have that neutral spine. Let's grab the ball. Ball is going to go in between the ankles. For all of our exercises today, the ball is optional. If at any point it's not working for you, you can always just tuck it off to the side. So knees are bent, feet flat. The ball is in between the ankles. You have that neutral spine position here. Arms are going to come up to 90, palms face away. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the hips. Reaching those fingertips, inhaling the arms back up to 90. Good. Continuing here. As you exhale, a little squeeze on that ball. As you inhale, a little release, arms come back up to 90. This is our hundreds prep. So with our hundreds, there are lots of options. You can keep your head flat on the mat. You can take yourself up into a chest lift when the hands come to the hips, not required. You can keep your feet flat on the mat. Take the legs to tabletop, 90, or a challenge position. You decide. We'll be pumping our arms 5 or 6 inches, deliberate pumps, breathing in for 5 counts and out for 5 counts for 100 counts. On this next one, we'll start pumping for our hundreds, breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 40, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. Halfway down, keep on pumping. Maybe you add a challenge. Maybe you take a hand behind the head or set the head down. 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 70, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 80, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 90. Last set, breathe in. Last set, breathe out. And set it on down. Catch your breath, take a big inhale and an exhale here. Good, we'll move the ball in between the thighs now. So right above the knees, lower thighs. Knees are still bent, feet flat. Catch your breath here for a sec. All right, neutral spine. Inhale, exhale. We're just gonna press the low back down, finding a little pelvic tilt. Inhale back to neutral. So we're warming up for our bridging. Hands are on the mat. Inhaling to find that little arch, that little neutral spine. Exhale, press the low back down and scoop. Continuing here, just finding that pelvic awareness. Face is relaxed, neck and shoulders are relaxed. If you have anything going on in the low back, as we bridge our hips up, you can hinge up and down instead of articulate. Good, all this little scoop is doing is help engage the core here, imprinting the spine. On this next one, we inhale, neutral, exhale, imprint, slowly lift. One bone at a time, all the way up into your bridge. Squeeze the glutes at the top, hips are lifted. Inhale, exhale, nice and slow, rolling all the way back down. Good, continuing here with your breath, finding that scoop as you come up, imprinting, glutes active, and inhaling at the top, exhaling as you come back down. The ball between the thighs is doing two things here. One, it's helping keep everything nice and parallel, so the knees aren't opening or closing. And two, it's starting to help you engage those inner thighs. Perfect. You can always modify the range of movement here. You don't want the back to arch at the top. You want to keep that imprint. On this next one, we're going to hold up in that bridge. Hips are lifted, glutes are active. Little squeeze and release on the ball. Squeeze, release, keep the hips up. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale, nice and slow. Roll all the way back down. Good job, guys. You can stick with this version, otherwise we are gonna add on. Ball goes behind the right knee there, so tucking in here on the right knee. Left foot is still flat on the ground. Again, if you need to modify, you come back to both feet flat on the mat. We're gonna inhale, exhale, scoop one bone at a time, lifting our hips into that single leg bridge. Inhale, exhale to scoop back down. Continuing here, shoulders are relaxed. Trying to keep the hips level. Your bridge might not get as high on the single leg bridge. You still just want to try to activate those glutes. Make sure you're not rolling out to the pinky side part of the foot. All four corners of the foot are pressed into the mat. Good, you can stick here if you want to add on. We're gonna hold up in that bridge. Tap the right toe to the mat, bring it back to tabletop. Keep the hips lifted. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Inhale, exhale, scoop back down. We go other side. Good job, guys. Again, you have that modification. You can always go both feet flat. Other side when you're ready. Inhale, exhale, scooping up into that bridge, finding the movement here and scooping back down with your breath. Good. So with those hundreds, the first core exercise we did, we were warming up the core and the abs. Now we're warming up the back body here. On this next one, we'll hold up in that bridge, tap the left toe towards the mat, bring it back to tabletop. Hips are lifted. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Inhale, exhale, scoop back down. Take the ball out, extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Get a nice stretch. All right, feet are gonna come back to the mat. We're gonna lift the hips up, and then the ball is gonna go underneath the tailbone, almost like a little bunny tail here. So we're gonna go into some more core work. Here with the ball underneath, you wanna tuck that tailbone. So the back isn't arched, you're not in neutral spine. You're nice and tucked, pressing that low back into the ball. Options with the hands as we go. Hands can stay flat on the mat. For more balance help, you could take the arms out to a T if you want that option as well. We're gonna start with just marching. So right leg comes to tabletop, set it back down. Left leg comes to tabletop, set it back down. Good, nice and slow control, keeping that imprint into the ball. Good. This is our first option. You can always stick with this if you'd like. Otherwise, we add on. As the right leg lowers, the left leg lifts. Good. And then we switch. So there'll be a spot where both feet are off the mat. Keep that balance, that imprint into the ball. Using your core here. Good. On this next one, we hold both legs to tabletop. You can keep the hands on the mat or go out to a T. You decide. Right toe, single toe tap, and back up. Left toe, single toe tap, back up. Keep that imprint in the ball. Take it nice and slow and controlled. If the back starts to arch, you can limit the range of motion. You want to keep that same angle in the leg. It's like a hinge of the hips. That leg stays in that 90-degree angle. Good. One more here. We pause, both legs come back to tabletop. Imprint into the ball. Double leg toe tap. Both toes are going to reach towards the mat. Bring it back up to 90. Again, hinging from the hips to really find those low transverse abdominals. You can always adjust where the ball is. Just breathing in, breathing out, nice and slow and controlled here. One more like this. Both legs are going to come back to tabletop. Find that imprint. One last variation here. You're going to twist the hips, twist the knees towards the right. Then you're going to tap down. Bring it back up, untwist, twist the knees to the left. Find that tap back down. Good, a little bit of oblique work. Bring it back to center. Couple more like this. Finding that twist, that tap. Find that rib to hip, oblique work as we go here. Nice and slow and controlled. Feeling it more on the obliques now. I'm going to do one more side to side. Make sure you're nice and even. Good. Bring it back to tabletop. Feet can come flat on the mat. Shake it out. You can roll side to side on the ball. Just the hands if you want for a second. We're going to go into another set here in a minute. So adjust the ball. Take a big inhale and an exhale. Again, hands can go on the mat. I like to take them out to a T for this one. Right leg is going to go up to 90. Left leg goes to 45. We're going to scissor. It's a pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. So you might be going a little bit slower and more controlled than usual because we have that ball under the tailbone. You're balancing on that ball. You can always ditch the ball if you need to. Otherwise, it's going to help engage the core here. Good. You can stay here. You want to add on. We're going to scissor. Right leg is down to 45. Open both legs out wide. Right leg goes back to 90. Scissor. Right leg comes out. Both legs go wide. Right leg back up to 90. One more like this. Right leg to 45. Open wide. Right leg up to 90. We switch. Left leg comes to 90. Back down to 45. Open up wide. Left leg to 90. 45. Helicopter. And back up. One more on this side. Finding that stretch, that opening of the hips and that balance of the ball. When you've completed the movement, feet can come back to the mat. Take an inhale and an exhale. Shake it out. Continuing with our core work here. Again, hands can go up to a T or down to the mat. We go single leg stretch. Right knee to the chest, left leg 45, and we switch. Taking it nice and slow and controlled. So we normally do this without the ball. Reaching for the knee. When we're on the ball here, we're just going to do the leg movements. Finding that single leg stretch, pulling that knee in towards the chest, pressing the leg away, keeping your balance on the ball. Good. Good thing is if you fall off the ball, it's only a couple inches. Breathing in, breathing out. Engage your core nice and slow and controlled. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet find the mat. Take an inhale and an exhale. I got one more here. Legs are going to come up to 90. Heels together, toes apart. I'm going to take arms out to a T. You decide. Squeezing those heels together. Squeezing the inner thighs. Slowly lower those legs down to a challenge spot. 45 before the back arches. Keep that imprint. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly bring it back up to 90. Good. You can go as deep as you can keep that imprint. If the back starts arching, you're losing that work in the core. Goal here is to find those low transverse abdominals. Nice and slow and controlled. Control is one of the 6 Pilates principles. Good. Let's do one more like this. And then feet are gonna find the mat. You can take that ball out, set the hips back on the mat. Maybe shake the knees side to side. Feel that difference without the ball underneath the tailbone.